Good afternoon, and welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program.
This program is sponsored in its entirety by the Southwest TV Translator Association and is supported by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network. Special thanks goes to manager of Southwestern TV Translator Association, Wayne Johnson, for his guidance and assistance.
The News at Noon program is still in its pilot stage. We hope to bring a variety of news and commentary for the Four Corners region and invite you to join us in this experiment.
With all that said, I'm Kendra Cook and my co-hosts are Kelsey Kiesling and Jerry Tope. Now for December 8th, 2015, here's the news. According to reports in various local media, police in southeast Utah were searching for a man last Wednesday after a woman was killed in an apparent land dispute. The San Juan County, Utah Sheriff's Office reported an argument occurred near Mexican Water, Arizona between a 62-year-old woman and a 45-year-old man. Police located the man's truck where it had become stuck in the San Juan County desert. According to the press release, the woman's body was found hidden under a tree. Multiple agencies, including the Sheriff's Office, FBI, Navajo Nation Police, and a Utah Department of Public Safety helicopter, were used to search for the man in Utah near Mexican Hat. The suspect was arrested last Thursday without incident. He gave up peacefully, Sheriff Eldridge said, adding that the man had walked an estimated 30 miles in 3 days. Continuing, he said, "I honestly don't know how he survived," pointing out that nighttime temperatures in the area have been in the teens for the past several days. The man was turned over to Navajo Nation Police as he is an enrolled tribal member, and the alleged homicide happened on the reservation, Eldridge said. He referred questions about the identity of the man and the woman to Navajo Nation Police. No further information is available at this time.
As reported in the Durango Herald, students are being evaluated for injuries Monday morning at Fort Lewis Mesa Elementary after a school bus rolled into another bus during the morning drop-off, said Julie Pop, spokeswoman for Durango School District 9R. The accident happened about 7:30 a.m. in the loading and unloading zone on school property, she said. The driver, Natalie Douglas, 25, apparently didn't set an emergency brake, allowing the bus to roll into the bus parked in front of her, which was driven by her mother, Melanie Douglas. Pop said 5 students were transported for further medical evaluation, all with non-life-threatening injuries. As a precautionary measure, one of the 5 students was taken to a medical provider by concerned parents for exhibiting signs related to a concussion because she has previously suffered a concussion in a separate incident off school property. Pop said it was unrelated to Monday morning's fender bender. Pop said just over 40 students were aboard both buses and included students from Fort Lewis Mesa Elementary, Durango High School, Escalante Middle School, and Mountain Middle School. 26 students were evaluated on site. Douglas pulled into the school bus loop behind the other bus and stopped, said Jonathan Silver, a trooper with the Colorado State Patrol. She thought she put it in gear. A child stepped up front needing a Band-Aid. She got up to help the child, and the bus rolled forward and struck the bus that was parked in front of it. With the low speed and rolling impact, I don't see there being a lot of energy in that type of collision to result in serious injuries, Silver said. Silver said the accident was preventable, but the Colorado State Patrol decided against citing Natalie Douglas. In accordance with protocol, both drivers were immediately taken from the scene for drug and alcohol testing, but those were determined not to be a factor in the incident, Silver said. It remains unclear how long Natalie Douglas has worked as a driver with Durango School District 9R, and if she faces any ramifications from the school district. She did not drive her usual route Monday afternoon, Pop said, and has been placed on paid administrative leave until the school district completes an internal investigation. Damage to the buses was minor.
In Colorado rural water news, federal legislation has just been approved to help rural communities across the nation gain better access to clean drinking water. The Grassroots Rural and Small Community Water Systems Act, which passed the House on Tuesday, would allocate $15 million a year for the next 6 years for the treatment of community water sources. This bill ensures that technical assistance and training is available to help these providers find the support they need and provide clean drinking water for Colorado families, Senator Bennett of Colorado said. He also said, along with Senator Roger Wicker of Mississippi and Senator Heidi Heitkamp of North Dakota, that they enjoyed introducing the Senate version of the bill in June and were happy that it passed the Senate with a unanimous vote. The bill reauthorizes the technical assistance and training provisions of the Safe Drinking Water Act to help public water systems in rural communities comply with the Environmental Protection Agency's drinking water standards. The current bill reauthorizes the program, which expired in 2004. Most rural communities rely on federal and state grants and loans to maintain their water standards. The current bill will provide funding grants to help rural water systems meet the EPA's water quality standards. According to data from the National Rural Water Association, more than 90% of the nation's water systems serve communities of fewer than 10,000 people. Data from the Colorado Rural Water Association shows the state alone has about 2,200 small rural water systems, over half of which have received assistance from this program in the past. The bill now heads to the White House, where the president is expected to sign it into law.
As some of you may know, yesterday was Pearl Harbor Day. I have an article here from the Denver Post about that terrible day. The stench and the heroism are what Jim Doyle remembers the most about that fateful day 74 years ago when Japan laid waste to Pearl Harbor, the attack that launched America into World War II. The horrid smell came from the charred bodies of the dead sailors, soldiers, and others floating in the seawater just after Japanese bombers bombed the American fleet in Hawaii on December 7, 1941. Oil and slime were all over their bodies, said Doyle, 92, and one of two Colorado Pearl Harbor survivors honored Monday at a ceremony at the Leiden-Childs Wickersham American Legion Post 1. It was something he will never get out of his mind. Doyle also recalls the gunners who, while under withering attack, took to their anti-aircraft weapons and tried to take out as many Japanese pilots as they could. They took out 32 Japanese planes that day. They were incredible under fire, said Doyle. Doyle, who lied about his age and joined the Navy in 1939 when he was 16, grabbed a camera and took photos of the attack and aftermath. Some of his photos are still considered some of the most iconic of Pearl Harbor. Doyle, who was an aerial photographer's mate first class when Pearl Harbor was attacked, offered a salute to his departed countrymen, as did Luz Valero, 97, during the ceremony. Valerio, a U.S. Army veteran, manned a Seacoast gun battery during the Japanese bombing.
Recent survey results from a poll of Colorado voters showed most believe that increasing U.S. oil and gas production is important. A majority said they favor political candidates who support development. The Colorado Petroleum Council, an affiliate of the American Petroleum Commission, said it commissioned Harris Poll to interview 604 registered Colorado voters by telephone during October. Of the respondents, 72% supported increased U.S. oil and gas production. Quote, "This poll shows that energy is a top issue for voters next year because it plays a key role in job creation and economic growth," CPC Executive Director Tracy Bentley said on October 27th in Denver. Colorado voters understand the opportunities that pro-development policies create. When survey participants were asked if they believe the federal government does enough to encourage domestic oil and gas resource development, 53% of respondents said no. This comes at a time where crude oil pricing is now under $37 a barrel, putting tremendous pressure on stocks. Sometimes these swings don't directly affect what you pay at the pump. Current consumer pricing in the state of Colorado today shows $1.63 at a Costco in Parker, with the highest at $3.64 in Federal Heights and Aspen. In the Southwest region, pricing is hovering just over the $2 level, just above the $2.02 national gas average for today. If you're interested in checking out gas prices before you head on a trip, go online and look at websites such as GasBuddy.com or ColoradoGasPrices.com for up-to-the-minute changes.
As reported in the Journal, in the wake of a severe drop in passage rates of the updated General Equivalency Diploma (GED) test offered statewide Unlimited Learning Center Director Ann Miller said that the school has decided to stop issuing the Colorado tests and is instead sending students to testing centers in New Mexico for the high-set alternative. After the GED test was rewritten, computerized, and privatized in 2014, test scores through the state have plummeted according to data from the Colorado Department of Education. Rocky Mountain PBS iNews reported that the content now reflects the National Common Core standards and costs $150 for all 4 modules, $90 more than previously. Since the changes, the number of Coloradans taking and passing the new test each week has plummeted by 75%, iNews reported. In addition to offering the GED alternative, Unlimited Learning is also enrolling for its new STEM labs, which are free and open to anyone in the community looking to transition into the healthcare or energy fields. The curriculum for both the energy and healthcare track is built on 4 principles: mechanical, electrical, fluid, and thermal. Aside from hands-on labs in which students put the basic STEM principles into action, the curriculum also has incorporated math and communication modules, as well as career counseling. The Alternative Education Center is hosting an open house on December 16th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for community members interested in enrolling in either the GED program or the new STEM Prep Learning Labs program.
You may have noticed that highs have not met up with expectations by about 5 to 8 degrees for a little while. A persistent inversion over this region will continue to present challenges in forecasting temperatures. A number of valley locations will experience both highs and lows below those at and on the mountain slopes above. This has been the case for the past several days. Nevertheless, we offer these suggested highs and lows. For our 5-day forecast image, you'll notice that highs Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from the mid-40s to the lower and mid-50s, with lows in the upper middle teens to the mid-20s, with Saturday and Sunday highs in the upper to mid-30s and lows in the mid-teens. In our national weather image, a developing front over the upper Midwest this evening will move into the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley and dissipate by Wednesday evening. There was some slight snow over the Elkhead Park and Flat Tops, Gore, and Northern Elk ranges this morning and last night. Ridge level winds have been pretty brisk over the north for Rabbit Ears and Vail Passes. Stabilizing has begun and will continue into the afternoon as warming air is drawn in and showers will decrease in coverage, with just flurries lingering over the Elkheads early in the evening. Dry conditions return during the latter part of the evening and overnight and will continue through Wednesday. Ridge level winds are expected to continue and increase across the northern mountains during the afternoon. So if you're driving through Rabbit Ears or Vail Passes today or tonight, be aware it will be windy. Moisture pooling along the front will aid in producing rain over the upper middle Mississippi Valley this evening, moving into parts of the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley by tomorrow, Wednesday, and Wednesday evening. In addition, another boundary moving southeastward out of western Canada will move to the northern plains by Wednesday evening. The front will trigger rain over parts of the northern plains on Wednesday afternoon into the evening. Additionally, a lingering front near the southern tip of Florida will aid in producing light rain over southern Florida Wednesday evening. If we take a look at our regional satellite image, the estimates vary on the time of our next moisture here when it's supposed to begin in Dolores County, but it's starting with the earliest light chances Thursday night and for the real wet to begin Friday midday and going into Saturday midday, with the next wave to begin Monday morning and continue through Tuesday. 1 to 3 inches of snow are expected Friday and less than 1 inch Saturday, with Monday also being 1 to 3 inches.
This sports story from the Journal. Entering the 3rd year of the revived wrestling program, Mancos head coach Grant Hobbs is seeing growth. The Blue Jays had one state qualifier in Rudy Archuleta during the 2013-2014 season, but last year they failed to get any competitors past regionals. Hobbs explained how the wrestlers and coaches are both working to improve and get back to the state tournament in Denver. He said that the wrestlers and the coaches are putting in time during the off-season and that after attending a coaching camp at Oklahoma State University, that he has changed the team's practice routines. The Blue Jays have 13 wrestlers out this season, including a handful of returners and wrestlers that have been in the program since it returned 3 years ago. Hobbs noted Drew Morgan and Richard Martinez as two of the team's key returners. Drew has put in a lot of time over the summer, he said, and Richard has that experience and has put in time too. Martinez previously qualified for the state tournament when wrestling at Dolores. With experienced returners and a growing program, Hobbs smiled when laying out the team's goals for this season. For one, we want to be competitive for our league, he said, but most importantly, we want to punch a few tickets to the state tournament.
Mesa Verde National Park invites the public to help kick off the National Park Service Centennial with 2 special evenings. Wednesday, December 9th, photographers can capture the illumination of Cliff Palace, the largest cliff dwelling in the park, from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. And on December 10th, the park will host the 2015 annual Holiday Open House from 4 p.m. until 9 p.m. in the Chapin Mesa headquarters area. The photos of the Anasazi cliff dwellings at twilight is dazzling when they bring it to life with glowing lights. And if you can't make it there in person, you can see images taken in previous years at the Mesa Verde website.
According to the Journal, every player on the Montezuma-Cortez roster scored during the team's 77-39 blowout win over Aztec last Tuesday. Sophomore Jason Engel opened the game with a 3-pointer and then gave MCHS an early 5-0 lead with a layup off an Aztec turnover. The Panthers' full-court pressure sped up the game and forced Aztec turnovers, leading to easy baskets. However, at times the Panthers were hurried and coughed the ball up themselves, ending the first quarter with a 17-14 lead. The abundance of fouls in the up-and-down game put both teams in the bonus just 2 minutes into the second quarter, and senior Lewis Perry capitalized by getting to the line. With a steady offense and pressure defense, the Panthers outscored the Tigers 20-2 in the third quarter to enter the fourth frame, leading 65-26. MCHS second unit held things down and closed out the game for a 77-39 victory in the team's season opener.
More holiday cheer is being celebrated all around the area. December 12th is Luminaria Night at the Four Seasons Nursery from 5 to 9 p.m. You can visit to enjoy the lights, have cookies, and listen to music, and even see the Big Elf himself. The nursery is on P Road between Dolores and Cortez, and through till March, every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., they have a winter market featuring various vendors, food, and fun. Don't forget the Hayride on December 12th as part of the Cortez Cultural Center's events. There's an adult happy hour tour as well as family holiday rides. The Christmas Jubilee is taking place on Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. during the Bar D Wrangler Singers. This will be held at Louis Areola. For more details, call 970-882-1413. And Friday night in Mancos, the Mancos Community Holiday Dinner is being put on from 5 to 7 for all to share in.
Again, thanks for tuning in. This show is aired live at noon and rebroadcasted at 2:30 and 5:30. You can also re-watch the broadcasts on YouTube at the DCTV News at Noon channel. For Kendra Cook, Jerry Tope, and all those working to bring you DCTV and the News at Noon program from Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. See you next time.